presidential order in 1954, because when Jammu and Kashmir, there is problems. I'm not saying there's no problem. We are amending it, we are changing. That is the beauty of Ambedkar's constitution. Backward country, agrarian economy, no industry, no higher education, vulnerable people their rights, minorities their rights, SC, ST, OBCs were given their due rights. Is that okay? 370 was removed. It was part of 21, part 21, leave that. It was added to a presidential order in 1954 because when Jammu and Kashmir acceded into Indian, so they had signed an agreement for a special status. So therefore, when constitution was made, this demand was there. So they created this. Is that okay? See, now I was seeing in the news, everybody bombarding Nehru, saying that he was weak, he gave away this, he gave away that, this, etc. But people don't understand the context in which our country was created. We had 500 plus princely states. Partition had taken place. Hindu-Muslim Galata was happening. States' loyalty was not there with India. People would not know what is India because people of Mysore were loyal to Mysore, not to India. People of Hyderabad were loyal to Hyderabad, not to India. There was no India only. For them, there was no India because they were living in another country only under the British rule. Now, when we got independence, they were all brought together. Plus, backward country, agrarian economy, no industry, no higher education. Food production was not there. We were dependent on Britain and US. We were begging bowls then. No infrastructure, no railways meant for the public. It was for the British. In this circumstance, when we got independence, we can't be aggressive. Today, our Prime Minister or our government can be very aggressive because everything is fine. They can go bulldozer the footpath vendors. They can spoil people's life, no problem. Because we are strong. Nobody can break our country anymore. Correct? But back then, small flare could have broken our country, could have divided our country. See, if you see the history of India, gradually we have taken control. See, for example, people did not have land. 90% of the land was owned by 1% of people in India. Zamindars, rich, kings, aristocrats. People didn't have land. Our founding prime ministers and all of them, they enacted land reforms. Back then, when fundamental right, land was a fundamental right. We enacted laws, we eradicated zamindari, we abolished zamindars. Zamindari Act, we confiscated their land, distributed that land. This is called as silent reforms. This is called silent reforms that we undertook. See, China, Russia, they had to undergo civil wars, massive revolts, people uprising, change the government and establishing a communist government. We took silent reforms without violence. Through democracy, we brought in reforms. We gave land to landless. We gave the vulnerable people their rights, minorities their rights. SC, ST, OBCs were given their due rights. Without a bloodshed, without killing people, without burning properties, silent revolution, which was brought because of the forward thinking of our founding fathers. Correct, Allah? If you see, now it's easy. They'll give land to rich people. Okay. Islands are given to rich people. Adani is, Andaman Nicobar Island will be given to Adani. Okay. Big forest lands will be given to Reliance. Back then it was not like, now it's reversal. Back then, lands were taken from the rich, given to the poor. Otherwise, 90% of the people who did not have land and poor, that is 90% of the population would have revolted and they would have collapsed the democracy. What happened in our neighboring countries? Bangladesh still fighting, Nepal still fighting, Sri Lanka still fighting, Pakistan, what can we say? only country in this subcontinent who is democratic in spite of so much of diversity and so much of problems, is because of the very strong foundation of unity that was laid by our founding fathers. Special status to Jammu and Kashmir, special status to other state under Article 371, A, B, C, D, etc. Yes, Part 8, which was deleted, but then it was important. Princely state accession, giving certain territory to Pakistan. Okay, Indus Treaty. All these initiatives were done peacefully because to bring the country together. Otherwise, there would have been war, civil war in our country, and we would be a failed state. But today we are a very strong, vibrant democracy, and people can look back and say, Adserilla, this was wrong, that was wrong. If you know the history, you will be able to appreciate what has been done in the past. We can always look back and say, this is wrong, that is wrong. Politically, what suits us, we will tell. See, our democracy, our constitution, there's a lot of problems in our constitution also. We keep amending, we keep changing. So can we blame Ambedkar? Oh, you did not do a proper job. Because of you, we are suffering. If somebody does that, gone there. Their political career is gone. So nobody will point finger at Ambedkar. Correct? No. There is problems. I'm not saying there's no problem. We are amending it, we are changing. That is the beauty of Ambedkar's constitution. We recognize it, and it is politically also correct to recognize it. But when we talk about Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, politically it suits us to criticize them. But the reality is they created a very strong foundation for our democracy. Correct alva? Iga constitution, right to equality, adu idu, welfare state, governor's position, being misused by political. So there are a lot of problems in our constitution also. So will you talk against Ambedkar? Matadli nodana, any political party talk against Ambedkar? What will happen to their life, their children, everything will be gone. They can't. Because they realize that what Ambedkar did, nobody else could have done. Bringing, all party, because he was apolitical, bringing all parties together, taking care of the vulnerable people, SC, STs, who would have taken care if not him? We realize that. Same thing, Nehru also, so many, Vallabhbhai Patel, brought all of us together. So much unity we brought. Only because of the strong decisions taken by that government. So with that recognition, let's continue with Article 370. So what is Article 370? Even though this was provided in 1954, and see a temporary provision, because at that point of time, we have not lived then. We don't know. We were not born then. But 1950s, Jammu and Kashmir would have been lost. Half is gone. We are fighting for it. We don't still recognize it as part of Pakistan. If we had not done this on a day, such negotiation happened and we signed the agreement of accession which said that we promise to give you special status, you come to India, we'll see that later. We have to honor the promise, Allah. As a nation, we have promised some other territory, we have to honor it. Today you can say, oh, why did you sign? You could have gone and occupied. We are not a dictatorial, we are not an aggressive country, we'll go occupy everything. We could have occupied Pakistan also. Why don't they say? Allah, occupy Pakistan, problem solved. Let them do, let's see now. Will they do? Go occupy Pakistan, problem solved. Agata. After 50 years, can we tell, oh, you had majority in the parliament, why didn't you occupy Pakistan? Can we say that? No, same thing. That time the situation was such that Jammu and Kashmir was an independent country. It had a ruler. It was given independence by British. It had given independence. Whether you want to remain independent, you can join Pakistan or you can join India. Majority of the people were Muslims in Jammu and Kashmir. If we had decided, they could have decided to join Pakistan. The king decided to stay independent. Imagine, people wanted to go there, Maharaja wanted to stay independent. In that, we brought Jammu and Kashmir to us, and imagine what kind of diplomacy our Prime Minister, Home Minister, and Home Secretary played then. You should see those documentaries. Ratri, they have gone in the flight and negotiated a deal to bring Jammu and Kashmir into India. And today we talk big things without knowing the history. Yes, so this 370 was done, but obviously, having said that, amele 60 years after this, Jammu and Kashmir became an integral part of India, both politically, culturally, economically. So there was no chance that Jammu and Kashmir can become free ever. It is part of India and it will remain part of India. And time had come to remove the special status for Jammu and Kashmir. And the government today did a very good job in removing that. So we cannot neglect what was done before. And we cannot not appreciate what the government did today. We have to appreciate today's government also. We have to appreciate past government also. No other government could have done what this government did. By removing that special status, they integrated Jammu and Kashmir more than what it was before. Artha? Yes. So gave this one. So what was there? The Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir would be empowered to recommend the extent to which Indian Constitution would apply to the state. It gave power to have separate constitution. It gave power to have a state flag. It gave autonomy towards internal administration of the state. So all these kind of powers were given under Article 370. So this Article 370 was abrogated in 5th August 2019. It was the requirement then that we had to have Article 370. It was the requirement that we remove them so that they become an integral part of India. So in 2019, the government of India issued another presidential order by superseding 1954 order, because this Article 370 was added to Indian Constitution by a presidential order. So through another presidential order, this was removed. Because of insurgency, security issues, anti-national elements in Jammu and Kashmir, we had to take this step and remove the special status to Jammu and Kashmir. And for overall development of Jammu and Kashmir, because now people can go and invest, they can go for tourism and all of that. So economic development can happen in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so now Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act was enacted, where they split Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories. Okay, so this reorganization took place on 31st October 2019. Is that understood? Just you can read a little bit more about it, but it's now history. But read about Article 370, because now we don't have Article 370. You can just Google and see what are the provisions. Unlikely they might ask now because it's not in news, but for your awareness, you can Google and read it. Is that okay? Understood? So this completes union territory. Any doubt? This completes union territories. This is how